The gift of life is extraordinary, and there is so much opportunity in the world for people to take advantage of. Whether that is growing up and making friends, finding love, getting a job, life can be absolutely amazing. However, along with the many great aspects of life, there are also some very negative events that can happen. People are often diagnosed with terminal illnesses such as cancer or severe heart disease. Once diagnosed with a terminal illness, the patient's health slowly declines and death is imminent. Terminal illnesses involve long time periods of pain and suffering, both physically and mentally. Euthanasia and physician-assisted suicide is a topic that is brought up in conversation when a patient has a terminal illness. In recent years, there has been controversy over the legalization of euthanasia and physician-assisted suicide. Each person is in charge of their own body and life, and many with terminal illnesses have the desire to end their lives before it naturally occurs. Patients suffering from terminal illnesses have the right to choose to end their lives in order to end the suffering, preserve their dignity, and leave the world peacefully with the support of friends and family. With a serious controversy about life and death, it is crucial to know the general information and background about what exactly the controversy is and what it means. According to the National Health Service for England, there is a difference in the general definitions of euthanasia and assisted suicide. Euthanasia can be referred to as deliberately ending a person's life to end long-term suffering. Assisted suicide is defined as deliberately assisting or encouraging another person to end their life. Both terms overall have the same message and ending, but are slightly different in the way the end result occurs. A major result of terminal illness is long-term suffering. Illnesses such as cancer and heart disease are excruciatingly painful, especially when terminal. When someone is aware of their impending and unavoidable death, understandably, they would want to end the suffering before it becomes extreme and impacts their quality of life. The story of Brittany Maynard spread throughout the world and brought the concept of euthanasia and assisted suicide to the news and conversations of many. Brittany Maynard was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer at age 29. Originally from California, she moved to Oregon after her diagnosis because of the death with dignity law there. Maynard was experiencing seizures and bad effects from the illness and knew that she did not want to suffer any longer. There was a large uproar of support of her decision as she followed through with physician-assisted suicide. In her final words, she was content with her decision and was grateful for the time she had spent with her friends and family. There are many reservations by people to legalize euthanasia and assisted suicide because it is difficult to determine who exactly is eligible for the action. I would suggest to allow terminally ill people to follow through with the action as long as they have the mental capacity to make an informed decision and also meet preset conditions. Once diagnosed with a terminal illness, the ill person, family, and friends experience drastic changes in life. It is very difficult to cope with and have to accept the death of the terminally ill is inevitable. Slowly watching someone's health deteriorate is heart-wrenching and very painful. From personal experience, I saw my grandmother's health deteriorate rapidly, and it was very challenging. It got to the point where I could barely recognize her, and I wasn't comfortable being in the same room with her because it was so upsetting. I would love to remember her as the happy and lively grandmother she was before she got sick, but even after time has passed, it is still difficult for me to get that image of her in her final days out of my head. For many people terminally ill, they want to be able to die when their loved ones can remember them as their normal selves, rather than at a dilapidated state. I'm not afraid of being dead, I'm just afraid of what you might have to go through to get there. This quote shows the challenges one could face when dealing with long-term pain. While there are so many great things in life, there is a lot of danger and sadness as well. Death is inevitable for everyone, but its inevitability comes sooner than later for some people. Terminal illnesses quickly cut someone's life shorter, and there is almost nothing to do to stop it. Euthanasia and assisted suicide create an option for terminally ill people to leave the earth peacefully with dignity. In the end, it should be up to the terminally ill to decide what to do with the remainder of their life, as long as they are mentally capable and aware.